Hello everybody, this is Cords, and we are back in Project 1999! Ooh, yeah! Oh, whoa. So I had a horrible day. I had a great day. No, I had both, I guess. I leveled. I got level 19, and I got pretty far into levels, so that's always good. So here's my day in a nutshell. I started off by going to Guck and ended up getting a pretty good group. And I think where everything went wrong is the fact that I became the puller. And though I know the zone flawlessly, I've been in there so many times that it's no joke. So I was pulling fine. It's just that I couldn't take the damage of some of the mobs, like some of the Redcon shamans, and that's pretty much it. The shaman are the worst in that zone. So I ended up dying about 4 times, I believe, last night, between Guck and also running to Field of Bones to give some items to my Necromancer. So I think I'm going to try today to stay primarily in groups. And I wanted to talk to you about that as well, because of the fact that swarm kiting is something that I'm going to need more AC and hit points for. I'm just way too squishy that whenever I get hit, I'm just taken down way too fast. So, and that's not even pulling a lot of mobs. That's only pulling 3 to 5 mobs. Now, what I remember from Everquest Live is that the more mobs you had, the better and easier it was to kill them, because they're so tight together that they're almost pushing each other forward, which helps you catch them. And when the dot hits one, it hits them all, I believe, if I remember correctly. And I think that's something that I'm going to have to do, is I'm going to have to stop doing these small pulls and start doing massive pulls. I'm still having problems with the animals, though, because they are really fast and they seem to hit me when I'm pretty far away from them. So that's something I have to work on as well. So kiting isn't in the game or gambit for me today. Today I'm going to try to get in a solo group and level. So that's a thing. The plan is I'm not going to really change my armor so much, because of the fact that I don't want to go back to bronze armor. It's way too heavy. I don't want to go to fine steel, because in a few levels I'm going to start getting pieces of lambent from the quests. I think the best way to go is to upgrade my jewelry and back items and everything else that I can upgrade. There are rings that have 45 hit points and so much AC, if I remember correctly. They're fire or something wedding bands, and then also there's earrings that have hit points and AC, and they're not really expensive, if I remember correctly. There's also other items that I need to upgrade to. But those are things that I'm going to be working on. I think tonight will probably be back to High Pass Hold or Guck, depending on how the groups are tonight. I know whenever I was on earlier today, Unrest was so packed that you couldn't see everyone in the zone. And that's been kind of normal lately. So that's all of that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about another thing. My lambent armor quest, I'm going to put up or work on a chart that I can put on the screen whenever I'm about to kill or loot an item. I will put it on the screen and we'll do a checkbox so that we can see that we are physically doing all the parts of the lambent. And the one thing that I'm probably going to end up doing is going back and killing Chun and Froom so that those are my kills instead of someone else helping me. Even though I'm very happy and can't think of more, I just want to have them as me doing the quest and not being helped. The only thing that I don't mind being helped with is the actual Lambent Stone, because of the fact that nobody really uses the Lambent Stone except for the bards. And that's the plan. Is I'm going to start working on that chart tomorrow, most likely, so that I can have that ready for y'all when we get to that point. The other thing I wanted to start doing is every episode or every other episode I want to talk about a class and talk about it as far as if you're new watching these videos or new coming to the game, what would you want to do as far as putting your points into the stats and how they benefit you and how they may hinder you, or just how the points specific stats work for each class. So let's talk about the warrior today. I was talking to a friend about it, and me being an old EverQuester, the thing that I know about warriors is that there are two ways for them to taunt. The first way is for them to use their taunt ability and their slam and their kick or anything that they have to get them on you. The other thing is proccing weapons. The more damage you do with a proc, the better you hold taunt. And to hold taunt, you need to have high dex. So I was talking to my friend and I said, would you recommend going and putting all the points into dex instead of putting them into strength and stamina for the ogre, troll, and barbarian, and then all the other classes go straight stamina? And he brought up a few great points. One, everyone other than the ogre needs to put their points in stamina. They don't need to put them in strength. Stamina is where it's at for the warrior. It's not how much damage you do, it's how much aggro you have. And the way you have that aggro is through those proccing weapons. And most other races other than ogres have high dex, and that's because, well, other than trolls, but trolls have too low of stamina that you do need to put those points in stamina. But barbarian, because they have a rogue class, they have higher dex than an ogre or a troll do, so you want to put everything in stamina for them, and everyone else except for ogre you want to put stamina. Strength is also something that you would think would be a great choice, but to be honest, most of the weapons and armor and equipment that you can get for a warrior have those stats for you. So by the time that you're level 60, and depending on what gear you pick up, you can probably have strength, stamina, and dex all maxed out without any problems. And that's something that you should think about. Also, the fact about dex that he brought up is depending on what kind of warrior you plan to be. If you plan to be a grouping warrior but not a raiding warrior, then you probably want to invest in gear that has more dex just to get you to a point where you're proccing every few seconds or every few minutes, or I don't remember the proc times for those or the percentiles, but if you plan to go with a raiding warrior and you're going to get your epic, then dex isn't so much of a high priority because of the fact that it has 71 dex on it anyway, so it's something that you don't have to really worry about as much. But this is something that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Bring up the warrior class. It was one of my favorite classes to play in Classic EverQuest, as You sit there trying not to die and having a group of clerics in raids try to keep you alive by counting down 1, 2, 3, complete heal in 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, complete heal in 10 seconds. And you'd have, being a bard, I would be in groups where I would just be a mana battery for clerics, because that's all they did the whole raid was heal in chains just to keep the warrior alive. And also being a warrior, I remember being a part of that whole system. Anyway, this is everything I wanted to talk about today. I hope you had a fantastic day, and I hope you have a great evening. See you in game. Send me a tell, and I will talk to you later. Peace out.